does my camera work? Looks like that camera isn't on. Hold on a second. There. Now that camera's on. Framing is off just a touch still. It's a little bit better there. All right. I am now live. At least it should say I'm live. Let's wait on that screen there. Yep. Looks like we're good to go. Not sure why the alert didn't go out again, but you know, that's good old YouTube with its notification. For some reason, it's one day the notification works for people, the next day not so much. Not sure why, no rhyme or reason. But anyway, hey, welcome. This is my creator office hours. I am Aunt Pruitt. Hope y'all are doing well. I like to sit down and do these things on Fridays as long as my schedule allows. Just sit here and have some time with the creator community to talk about whatever is on their mind regarding the world of content creation and so forth, be it photography, be it video, be it handling your social media and finding gigs and things like that. Just, you know, or sometimes just a chit chat. You know, we have a good time in here. We have a cast of regulars, if you will, that hang out with us, and I appreciate that. They'll probably be here momentarily because I know they check their notifications and things like that. And if not, it's all good. But I try to stay in here for about an hour, or as long as it takes. If it's not an hour, I'm fine with that. Sometimes it goes a little bit longer, but most of the time we do it right at about an hour. This week, I actually had something top of mind that I felt I could discuss just in case people are curious and interested. And that is regarding the world of being a creator, but not behind the camera, but in front of the camera. So that's talking more along the lines of acting, modeling, and stuff like that. Now, granted, I am not, I'll never consider myself an actor, at least not yet anyway, because I'm not trained and I haven't earned that title, if you will. But I am a model. I have a background in modeling from umpteen years ago. And, you know, since I wasn't fully employed with Pruitt anymore as of December of 2023, I decided, you know, well, why not get back into modeling? Yes, I'm an oldish guy. I'm not no spring chicken, as some folks would like to say. But I said, why not? I can just give it a shot. Just get into modeling. And so far, it's been working out okay. It hasn't been like really, really great, but it's worked out a lot better than I expected. So I'm going to keep working at it. And I figured, you know what? Maybe some folks are interested in this stuff and just some of my process. And if they got questions, I shall answer those questions about this stuff. So anyway, if you're here in the YouTube live stream, say hello to me in the chat. There's a little chat box over there. Just say hello or ask your questions if you'd like to. And also, if you're watching live, please go ahead and hit the like button on the screen, as well as hit the share button so other folks can come in here and check out this here live stream. All right, so let's just go ahead and get right into it before questions and so forth start rolling in. Modeling. The world of modeling had, let me tell you about it from my perspective and getting into it. You know, it's been at least 20 years. Okay, it's been at least 20 years when I first got into it. In my first thoughts of modeling, all I ever thought about was, quite frankly, and this is going to sound horrible, Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue and Vogue magazine, the bridal magazines and stuff like that. When I thought of models, I thought about all of those glamorous things that people were being photographed for. What was the name? Brooke Shields and I can't think of some of the other ones. What's her name? Angelina Jolie, Naomi Campbell. I mean, there's just been a lot of them over the years, but particularly, I always just, when I thought of models, I thought of females. I never really thought about males in the modeling industry. And then at some point, it was brought to my attention, people like Tyrese and Tyson. These are two black dudes that were doing a damn good job in the modeling industry. And again, with that said, stuff still seemed to lean towards the magazines and stuff like that. And I never really assumed that I had a shot at doing modeling on that particular scale. But then I found out in my own research that, there's more things that you can do. You don't necessarily have to be a model for a particular magazine line. Now there's also fashion and the runway models and things like that. I didn't think I'd do any of that either, but there's different facets and different verticals when it comes to the modeling space. There are models that just do they do small photo shoots for small companies. Somebody that's wanting to do like a campaign for their small business or what have you, trying to do an ad that they want to put in the local paper. They need models for that. Nobody in the rest of the country knows about that company, but they still need models because they're trying to promote their business. Then you have people that are specialized into things like hand modeling. I've done that before. I didn't know any of that stuff existed, but it's nice knowing that there's a lot of verticals out there. Hand modeling is by far the hardest that I've done because you really need to take care of your hands. And they are at least back then, they were very, very particular. Not as much now because it's so much easy to digitally enhance things or digitally correct things. But either way, I think hand modeling was the most difficult because of how much you really need to take care of your hands. And not just making sure you have your nails trimmed, but your nails have to be trimmed a certain way. Cuticles have to look a certain way. Even down to like calluses and dead skin and things like that. Like I have a few calluses right now. There would be a no-go. The top of my hand would be okay. But even still, you can't have scars and things like that. In a lot of instances, they want a clean hand. And also, here's another thing that you have to consider, which is why a lot of times I have to take my watch off when I'm outside because I have a tan line right there. And this tan line is a bit of a problem because that's where my watch is. So every now and then when I'm outside, I take my watch off so my wrist can catch up to my hand, because sometimes if you're doing these shoots, they don't want you wearing your watch on your wrist. They don't want you wearing anything on your wrist because they're dressing your hand and wrist for their own particular reasons. So it's like I said, it's probably the most difficult of the modeling that I've done in the past. And I've done stuff for mostly smaller companies or publications trying to promote a particular product or what have you. I've done some stuff for jewelry companies and particularly like wearing a watch, stuff like that. And they literally just have your hand sitting on top of a nice looking set, nice looking table, nice looking box that they just dress it up a certain way. They light it a certain way. Photographer comes in and tells you to hold your hand this way, hold your hand that way, move this finger, move that finger. And then they snap the photograph. That was it. And they do a handful of those. And all they're trying to do is make sure, number one, the product looks good. And then they want to make sure that you are a good fit for said product. And I've worked out because I have big hands for one thing, but my hands are not, they're not horrible looking. They just work out. I just have big hands. That's a pretty big canvas, if you will, and they don't look bad. So it's actually helped for me. But anyway, that's just some of the insight on getting started with modeling. Is first understanding that modeling isn't necessarily the stuff that you see on the big billboards when you go down the road. That's just one aspect of it. You know, there's the magazines, there's the newspapers, there's small local ads. Then there's also the big stuff. You know, there's the fashion runways. There's modeling for, you know, if you want to, they're trying to promote a TV show. They may have not only just the lead actors on there from the cast, but they may have some other models that are supporting the lead actors in that promotional image, you know. So there's a lot of stuff out there. But yeah, we can get into this a little bit more. I see people are popping in and watching. Welcome to the folks that are watching. Again, this is Creator Office Hours. I am Pruitt. Appreciate y'all being here. Freelance content creator at large, doing what I do as best I can, be it writing, be it shooting, or be it on the other side of the lens like this, creating content. If you have any questions, feel free to throw them here in the YouTube live chat. I'd appreciate it. We're talking about modeling today, but if you just have questions about any of the stuff inside of the world of content creation, I'm here to answer your questions. So let me hop over here into my other screen here and check some things, because something else is going on too. I had to I had to record the podcast Everyday People a day later. So that meant my editing is a day later, which ended up being today. Got the audio version out there, the YouTube version of it. Hopefully it's still uploading. I hope so. I don't see any kind of weird alerts or anything like that, so I'm trying to double check on that. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's still uploading. Whew, good. It's YouTube, they make things so easy, and every now and then they make things really, really complicated, and they don't necessarily have to. It blows my mind. So now that out of the way, let's get into some of my process and procedure. You know, if you're interested in doing modeling and things like that, first off, who can do this stuff? And the answer is anybody that's, you know, willing to work at it, basically. You don't be like me, where I was 20 plus years ago. I don't know how long it was. I know it's definitely 20 years at least. But don't be like me, where I was just sort of assuming I can't do that stuff. I'm a good looking dude, but I'm not good looking like that person. You know, everybody assumes that you have to look a certain way. You don't. Everybody assumes you have to be a certain height. You don't. Everybody assumes you have to be a certain age. You don't. It's there's a spot for pretty much any type of person, depending on the people doing the actual casting. I'm a 6'2", bald, not by choice either, bald black man with gray hair and shit growing into my face. So I'm not young, but there's still a place for someone like me, or someone that looks like me. You know what I'm saying? If you're someone from the Polynesian islands or what have you, people are looking for you too. If you're someone that's just a white Anglo-Saxon, yeah, y'all are still getting work too. You know, so this stuff is for anybody that's really willing to work at it. You're just going to have to do your research and see who's looking for people like you. And one of the tools that I use, and I'm going to try to pull it up here on my computer here. Let's see. Can I move this screen? One of the things that I use is a service called Backstage. So if I share my screen, Is this how the screen sharing is going to work? Survey says, yay, it worked that time. Good. Let me move this too. I didn't like how that looked in the podcast the other day. But this is Backstage.com. And Backstage is a platform for both actors, models, photographers, what have you, and also for casting agencies and companies looking for talent. So if you're writing a short film and you're looking for actors, this is one spot that you can go. If you're an aspiring actor and you're looking to get into a local play or looking to get into a small indie film to try to help kickstart your career and get your acting chops up, Backstage is one place that you can go. And there's a bunch of other places, but this is somewhere that I would go. And this is something that I have used, and it works pretty well. But again, you have to do all of the legwork and so forth. It is not a free service, but you can see, at least according to the screen at the time of this recording, over 5,000 new roles were posted just this week alone to this platform. 5,000 new roles. So there's stuff out there. You just got to look for it. And the people who cast with them, include the likes of HBO, Netflix, and Amazon and so forth. I did that reminds me. Yeah, I was background actor for a series that should be coming out on Netflix any day now. As a matter of fact, I am going to switch my screen off. Let me see if that actually is hitting Netflix now. I thought it was going to be in right about now. So let's see. I'm not going to say it out loud because I wasn't supposed to disclose until it was published. Survey says, excuse me. Oh, they don't have the date yet. There's the primary actor, the lead. Oh, man. No date yet. Okay, well, as soon as I'm able to talk about that series being published, I will talk about it. So now I'll close that tab and get out of there. So, all right, so back to Backstage here. I can't remember exactly how much it cost. I think I'm paying $100 a year for Backstage access. And quite honestly, that's one of those things of, as a creator, as I've spoken about before, you're going to have to make some investments in yourself. If you're a photographer, you're going to have to make an investment in your camera, number one. Number two, you're going to have to make an investment in quality lenses. Some lenses are going to be way more expensive, but they may be worthy investments. And so if you're an actor and you're looking to be, in front of the camera doing scenes and roles and so forth, you got to invest in your acting classes, and you're going to have to invest in platforms like Backstage.com. And this is not a paid promotion for Backstage. I'm just sharing what I use. Backstage is not giving me any type of commission or kickback on this, but I'm just showing you and telling you what I use. Backstage, if y'all want to send me a couple dollars for this, please feel free to reach out. You got my contact information. But yeah, I think this is about $100 a year. And again, depending on how much you dig into it, it'll pay for itself pretty quickly. Some gigs are going to pay you roughly nothing because there's a lot of things out there. They're looking for talent, but they don't have the budget because they're independent. So every now and then you can get cast as something that doesn't pay. And that's up to you if you want to take it. Sometimes it's worth doing those free gigs just for the experience. Then there's other times, they'll pay a little bit more. If a company like a Netflix is in there, they're going to pay a couple hundred people $200 at a time, to show up for the particular gig. And it's all based on, a lot of it's just a flat daily rate kind of thing. and it varies from casting company to casting company. I'm going to sign in and let y'all see some of the stuff that I do. So I'm taking my screen away so you don't see my login and all of that stuff. All right, so I'm logged in, and let's screen share again. There we go. So I'm logged in, and it looks like I've been messaged by somebody. I'll let y'all see this. Thanks for submitting. Please provide me the following contact. I would need the screen test ASAP to approve your first. Oh, so it looks like somebody wants to cast me. Cool. We are interested. I will look at that later. But this is, and here's another thing. This shows that I got paid for another job that I did last week. But anyway, let me just show you how I go into this about just trying to find gigs. I came in and I set up some filters. I have this for model listing. I have this for crew listing, just in case I want to use the camera. And then I have a VO listing. And the beauty of Backstage is you get multiple profiles for yourself. For me, I have a modeling profile and I have a VO profile. And you get to set them up independently of each other because they're not necessarily the same. There are some people that have great voices, but that doesn't necessarily mean they'll be great models, even though they may look a certain way and have the look for whatever a job is. But some people, they're just not great models because you have to be able to take direction, and some people do that very well. Some people not so much. I've been on set a few times where people don't necessarily take direction very well. But anyway, you have these filters here. So like this one here, I'll just click on this modeling filter that I've created, and I told it to be within the age range of 30 to 70 years old because I may not pass for 30 years old, but I could pass for like maybe 35, somewhere in that area. So every now and then you can fudge it. I am not 70 years old, but I could probably pass for a healthy 70-year-old man, depending on how much gray is in my face, stuff like that. And I told it the San Francisco area within 400-mile radius because I could go to LA depending on how much it pays. I could go to Vegas or Reno. It all depends on how it pays. Compensation type, production type, yada, yada, yada. All of these different filters in here. And this is what it comes up with. And you can also get emailed these little filters too. So every day, and I'm not going to show you my inbox, but every day I get emails all day long about different jobs that are showing up. And I see a live chat has just shown up here, I think. Am I right? Yep, it is. Ozone Nightmare. Pretty sure I could pass as a 70-year-old if they asked me to do anything athletic. That's funny. Well, that's the beauty of this stuff, Ozone Nightmare. A lot of at least in my experience, a lot of the acting that's being done, it is so low key. It is so low key. And that's why I love it. I love when I get to do a modeling gig for an actual video shoot because it's just mannerisms. That's it. It's all mannerisms. You're not saying anything. They're usually not recording your voice. You're just part of B-roll, and it's just mannerisms, So you could probably pull off the 70-year-old too, without having to do something athletic. I promise. I'm teasing you, my man. I'm teasing you. Thank you for being here. But yeah, here are some of the stuff, some of the things in this particular filter that may or may not work for me. Okay. So I'm just scrolling through, and it's like 7 pages worth of things. And as I was explaining on the podcast yesterday, it's all about volume. Okay. So for people that are in the world of sales, this will make total sense to you. You can be like a car salesman. And for that day, you will come across 10 potential customers for your car. You're going to be told no 8 times minimum. Okay, minimum 8 times, probably more likely 9 times. And then you're going to get one yes, and that'll be for the whole week. I shouldn't say for a day. You have 10 particular potential customers for the week, and you're going to end up with one sale out of 10. So 90% of the time you're being told no, get the heck out of my way, that kind of thing. But if you make that an effort of 20 in a week instead of 10 potential customers, now you're looking at 2 yeses. Okay. And if you crank that up to 30, now you're looking at 3 customers in a week. So it's all on you as far as how much you want to put into it, how much volume of effort you want to put into it. And right here on Backstage, you got all of these things to filter through. You can apply for 1 of these a day, 2 of these a day, 3 a week, anything like that. But understand that your percentage of being noticed is going to be super duper low. So the more you pop into these things and the more that you apply to, the higher the percentage that you'll actually get noticed, number one. And number two, if they do notice it and be like, well, okay, well, let's just give them a shot. Let's have them do an audition for us. All right. So you're making things better for you. So I spend legit hours every day. I'm serious when I say every day. I don't take days off when it comes to searching for this stuff, because it is searching for work. It's searching for jobs. This is the same effort I put into applying for different corporate jobs and things like that, where I put a resume out there. I do this every daggum day for hours every day. And it has definitely helped. And like I said, Backstage cost me $100 a year, and it paid for itself like that for me. But that's also because I put in a lot of effort. So let's look at this first job here. This says a tech brand photo shoot. Very common here in California. Very common, especially here in the San Francisco Bay Area, also known as Silicon Valley. So let's click on the details. Tech brand photo shoot. Seeking talent from LA. I always disregard that because depending on the money, I would drive to LA. Roles paying up to $1,500. This is the agency that's dealing with it. And I'll go ahead and tell you straight up, if you try to just reach out to this agency directly, you're getting nowhere. They're using Backstage for a reason. Okay. I've learned that. So just utilize Backstage. When they want you to start reaching out directly, they'll contact you and say, hey, contact us directly. Don't go through the Backstage portal. We found you on Backstage. Now we're going to open the front door so you can come to us directly. Okay. Just food for thought there. Seeking a range of models for an upcoming photo shoot for a tech brand client. And they're looking for all genders, ages 23 to 60. We'll be capturing portraits, blah, blah, blah. And it's in an office setting. Wow. Shocking. A tech company in an office setting. All ethnicities. And then you get these pre-screening requests. So I'm going to go ahead and apply for this. This is brand new. I'll apply. It's going to take me to another page here, basically my application page. And this is using my actor performer profile, which is also my modeling profile. And you have to make sure you have some headshots. They all want to see headshots. Okay. I'm very, very fortunate where I can easily get headshots. I can shoot them myself, or I can ask my son to shoot it for me because I got all of the gear here for it. I got all the lighting and all that shit. These 2 images here, I shot these myself. Just one day, set up the background, set up the lights, tripod, shot it. My son shot this one. So make sure you get some good pro grade headshots, not no freaking selfies. And a lot of them will say over here on the right hand side, get your pro headshots in here. And some of them will even say, don't you send us no damn selfies, because they want serious people in here. You know what I'm saying? You notice I have 3 headshots here in this particular profile, and I did this for a reason. One of them has me with glasses on because I wear glasses, and sometimes that is key to a particular look that someone is trying to get for their shoot. Sometimes that is key because they're like, we don't want anybody that wears glasses. I get it. So I have these other ones where I'm not wearing glasses. Okay. Then if you look even closer, I have a beard here. I have a beard here. I don't have a beard there. So I don't want to show up on the set and they're like, well, damn, where'd the beard come from, dude? Well, I didn't feel like shaving today, so I trimmed up my beard and we're going that way. No, we thought you just had a Van Dyke goatee, what have you. Oh, okay, my bad. And they'll send you home. Yeah, they'll send you home. If you don't match up, they'll send you home. So I got all of these out there, so there's no freaking guesswork. Okay, and even then, excuse me, I need to cough. And even then, if I happen to get the call back or what have you and get the call sheet and says, hey, be here at such and such, in my initial communication, I always say thank you. And then I will ask, hey, my profile had 3 different images. One with beards and without beards. Should I be shaven or not? And they will answer, yeah, you should shave, or no, it's okay if you're not shaving, or yeah, hair and makeup will take care of that. Communicate. So anyway, with this one, since this is a corporate one, a tech brand or what have you, I'm going to tell it to first use the one with the glasses. Okay. Yes, I have on a hoodie, but my face says, in my opinion, tech brand. Okay. And, at least at one point, Silicon Valley, the tech people were all hoodies and cargo shorts anyway. So I don't know, maybe that's a little stereotypical, but I got a feeling I'm not wrong. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm going to tell it to use this image as the main image. This video section here, I have a couple of videos recorded in my profile just in case they want to see video footage of me. And it's just random stuff. They don't need it, but I'll show you. Some of these are things that I did for other people and it just saves them in there. But like, this is a podcast sample. So let me click on it. I'm going to take it away, but today on Hands On Photography, I'm sitting down with Canon Explorer Light Miss. And the purpose of this particular video is to first show off what I look like, what I sound like, as well as not just what I sound like, but how do I speak? How do I sound? How do I act in front of a camera? Am I comfortable in front of a camera? That's the purpose of that kind of thing. But that's not required for this one, so I'm just going to delete that. And then if you're doing video stuff, they have this audio section here, and they'll want you to add some audio files. Like I have this one here. I got a bunch in there. Like this is VO from a video, one of my YouTube videos. And I just stripped the audio out of it. Do you remember the first time you saw someone score a touchdown on TV? Do you remember the first time you saw someone win a race or jump far and they got a gold medal draped around their neck? So again, that's just an example. And I got a couple of different things in there because I wanted to show something that's a little more serious. I wanted to show something that was a little more peppy and upbeat. Like I have a couple ad reads in there, things like that. And you have to have all of this stuff in your profile ready to go. Resume if you need to, cover letter if you need to. The cover letter stuff, I'm going to tell you. Let's talk about cover letters. I'm not a fan of cover letters. I'm not a fan. As a former hiring manager, I never read a cover letter in my life. I didn't need it. I wanted to see your body of work in your resume. Now, would I read a thank you letter? Yeah, I would. But cover letter they just never made sense to me. It just seemed like a waste of calories. So, but some people, they want cover letters. And I got to tell you, when I do my cover letters with these things, they are very straightforward and to the point. Hello, thank you for your consideration. This is me. Don't know what else to tell you that you don't already see right here on the damn screen. You know, it's just, I don't get it. Do you have any tips for cover letters? Do y'all use cover letters in any of your employment endeavors? So let me know here in the comments. Maybe it's just me. I'm more than happy to hear people out regarding cover letters and the importance of cover letters. But personally, right now, I don't see the importance in them. That's just me. Anyway, so I'm not going to put a cover letter here because it's not required. None of these 3 sections are required. The only one that's required is the photo section. And I got them all in there. So it's as easy as hitting apply. And boom, that's done. Oh, and I can even refer a friend and get a $40 Amazon gift card. I see this thing pops up every time. I never refer anybody. I never refer anybody. I guess I should. So if you're interested in doing this, let me know, and then I'll send you my referral code for Backstage. So, all right. So that was one job. And then you see it was just as easy as that. Now, I do notice that every now and then their website is a little bit slow on updating. So I'm going to hit refresh because that says a draft was saved. I didn't do a draft. I freaking applied. So I'm going to go back. Let's try this again. It says one draft. I don't know why it says draft again. You saw that I hit apply. View draft. Yeah, see, it even says update application. So that means I've already applied. So every now, and then that screen up there said submit it too. Yeah. So I every now and then their website just takes a few minutes to reflect certain things. I don't know why. But anyway, so that's done. And I would literally just go through this, all day long, as well as go through my email. Some things would fit, some things don't fit. Here's one that probably does not fit me. So let's take a look at it. Now, this one says instant access. And then it also says, please beware of scams. I appreciate how Backstage does this because there are some scammers out there. Heck, some of them are even on prominent sites like careerbuilder.com. So you have to be careful. Read this. Holy shit, read this. We are scanning individuals for a skin texture reference to be used in a character creation as a reference for R&D purposes. And they're looking for black male 25 to 35. And I could very well sign up and get this little $400 for this. But do I really want to? And again, all of this stuff, it comes up to you and your spider senses, if you will. Okay. I've seen a couple of these, especially with voiceover projects, where they want to hear how your voice sounds, but instead of just listening to the stuff that you've put into your profile as references of how your voice sounds, they'd rather you read these snippets of the script. And with the way AI is, I struggle with having to do that because my voice print is out there, and I don't know. Sometimes I do read those sample scripts. Most of the time I don't. But this one right here, I'm going to pass on it. Number one, because they haven't been verified by Backstage yet. So skipping out on that. Hotel website update. This is probably easy. Couple traveling in a hotel. Doesn't say how much it's paying. This is paying $400 a day. And this is shooting in LA. I can't do that rate. I can't do that rate. Shooting the week of August 19th. Yeah, and that's like next week if I look on the calendar. No, but I do believe I have something going on the week of August 19th. So I can't do that. But anyway, that's the gist of it. That's the gist of it. Now there's another one that I have on here. Let me pull that one up too. It's called Casting Networks. It's another service that I use. And let's hit screen share. There it is. Very similar. It's not as, from a UI standpoint, I don't think it's as good as Backstage, but I have gotten gigs from this one too. I think I pay $10 a month for this. So that's what, $120 a year? Something like that. I do like Backstage a little bit better as far as how it manages your media for the stuff that you put into your profile. You know, audio clips, videos. I only get a gig's worth of storage to use. So every now and then I have to come in and try to clean some stuff out. I think I get a lot more on the Backstage platform when it comes to like media inside of the profile. But as I said, I've gotten gigs out of this one for paying $10 a month, roughly $120 a year. I guess that's what that is. It's paid for itself. Your mileage may vary, you know, and then you'll see the different roles. Non-union extras in San Francisco. This is a rush call. These are good ones to look at. All right, so let's look at this one here. Shoot date tomorrow, Friday. Oh, see, this is already expired. So why is it still in here? You know, oh yeah, and I actually submitted to it. If you look down on the right, it says unsubmit. Yeah, I had actually submitted to this previously because I could have been in the Bay Area for $250. And they say that's basically the $250 a day. When they say 8 hours, that means 1 day. And most of the time on stuff like that, you're probably not even there the full day. So that's easy money right there, if you can get it. So, but yeah, Casting Networks is another service to use. Excuse me. Are there any questions for the people that are popping in and watching live? Thank y'all for being here. Really do appreciate all the support and appreciate y'all hanging out with me today in Creator Office Hours as we talk about the world of content creation, but from this side of the lens, not behind the camera. Thank y'all for being here. If you're not a Patreon member, please consider joining my Patreon. It's patreon.com/AntPruitt to further help support my channel and the creative endeavors that I have going. Again, if you're in the live chat, feel free to ask questions if you have them, be it about this stuff or anything on the content creation side of things. Now, before I get out of here, I did want to touch on one more aspect of this stuff. Damn it, I just lost my train of thought. Hold on, let me flip my screen. Maybe it'll come back to me. Let's see, I was looking at. I literally just lost my train of thought. That's crazy. I was talking about Casting Networks. I was talking about the rates. Oh, okay. Some of the stuff that's really, really popular nowadays. I talked about it on the podcast. Again, Everyday People Podcast, antpruitt.com/podcast. What's popular nowadays is reality TV and what they called UGC, user generated content. That, depending on what you're doing, the reality TV stuff is a really, really easy way for actors, aspiring actors, to get into it. Some of them pay fairly well, but that's not something that I want to do. So I typically just overlook those because it's just not me. The user-generated content stuff is really big now with different brands looking to essentially hire influencers. They just don't say that. Some of them actually will say that, but they just won't say it. But user-generated content is them saying, hey, can you just sit your phone on a tripod and film yourself with our product, or film yourself unboxing our product and talking about it? And a lot of them sound really, really simple and straightforward. You know, that message that you saw on my screen sounded like some user-generated content stuff. Yeah, it is UGC, or screen test in my home, blah, 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 blah. This is about coffee. Something about coffee. Anyway, I'll get to that off air. And some of them sound pretty straightforward, but then there's been a couple of them that I've looked into where they'll say, hey, we're going to give you $400 for this role, this UGC, user-generated content. But what they have in the fine print is, we need you to do 6 30-second videos for our social media. So they're going to pay you $400 to do 6 videos. That's a big fat no. Nope. That is not going to work from a rate standpoint. That number needs to go up. So depending on who you are, that may be okay for you. That's not okay for me. There's a lot of things out there with these brands. They're going to try to nickel and dime the hell out of creators. And they'll usually say, hey, we're going to give you $400 for this UGC. You need to give us 6 30-second videos. And to sweeten the pot, we'll let you keep the product. You know, it'll be something like a t-shirt, you know, or it'll be a bag of coffee beans, or it'll be some, I don't know, USB disc reader or something. I don't know. It's usually some really small stuff to justify them only paying you a tiny dollar amount when it comes to the actual rate of work. And when they say 30-second, see, I'm looking at one right now. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Let's see. So let's share my screen. Maybe this will help with you, with the message. There. All right. So this one, a non-comedic UGC actor content creator. $150 plus a 20% agency fee per video. Okay. So that's getting a little bit better. Yeah, still, I don't know. It's a little bit better, but the number is still a little bit low. So Rise Superfoods are interested in ongoing partnership with the brand. If chosen, actors will create 5 short clips a week. 5 short clips a week, totaling 20 per month. Now, if you do the math on that, that's a decent amount of money in a month. But if you're not used to doing this stuff, 30-second videos that you all see on your social media platform took way more than 30 seconds to create. Okay. It took way more than half an hour to create. You have no idea how many takes were done. You also don't have any idea of how much editing time went into it, because some people are doing these things in 30 seconds and they have rotoscoping and VFX and stuff like that in it. You never know. So it depends on what it is. I'd rather that number be like $200 instead of $150, you know, but that's just me. Because again, it depends on what the content is. I don't know what Rise Superfoods is. Let's take a look. What is Rise Superfoods? Let's see. Search Google for Rise Superfoods. Mushroom coffee. Mushroom coffee is what this is. Is that who messaged me earlier? Something about mushroom coffee. I have to look. If the money ain't right, I'm not going to fool with it. You know? But yeah, just be careful when it comes to these things, y'all. Some of them will sound good in the headlines, but look at the fine print. Look at the contract details, if you will. All right. I'm going to get ready to get on up out of here. I really do appreciate y'all taking the time to listen to me ramble on this particular topic. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for all of the support. Appreciate all of the super chats that come in. I appreciate all of the super thanks that come in inside of the YouTube platform. It does mean a lot, and it's quite helpful. Thank you for everybody that's a part of the Patreon community and wanting to support there. I have a Patreon project that I'm working on right now, as a matter of fact. Just something that I wanted to share with those folks over there in that community. I have a good time. Just go to patreon.com/AntPruitt if you want to be a part of that community. Feel free to shoot questions and comments and feedback to me as well via social media. I am @_Pruitt on most things. Pretty easy to find. Generally, if you just Google Ant Pruitt, bald black dude pops up. That's me 9 times out of 10. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Have yourselves a good week, good weekend, good day, good evening, good morning, whenever you see this. Do something nice for yourself. Do something nice for someone else. And also, please, please understand that it is okay to love you some you. Y'all take it easy. See you later.